G'day, mate, and welcome back to Oxygen Included with me, Jitty. In our last episode, we went and did a few things to the puff farm, and hopefully it's all fixed now. Well, it's not, because you can see there's more construction tasks to do, but it's getting there, we also locked the sleeper cell inside the base, because they have no reason to ever exit the base again, and we're trying to improve the game's pathfinding options. We also did some things in space, like put in all the bunker doors. In today's episode, we need to do more things in space. Speaking of space, we also need to let the gases out of our space brick, because in theory, the chimney's ready to empty and everything else is done. We also upgraded the Radbolt system, yes, to hopefully get research happening a little bit faster, but we're being currently held up by Boss Jones, who happens to be hoarding all the space science. The good news is he's out of food, so it means he has to come home. The bad news for him, at least, is I think I've worked out a way to make his life more miserable. Speaking of people with miserable life, we have 3 dupes over on a new planet, eating nothing but bog buckets. So, without all that out of the way, of course, we need to find out what the 4D printer has to offer. And the answer is brine. Cool, we'll take some brine. All right, where to start? We start with, obviously, that being deconstructed, because it's doing a whole lot of nothing. All right, we're going to start with you. I have a few problems with pathfinding. So obviously, things that have bad pathfinding options need to go. Namely you and you. And if I see another one of you, you're also going to go as well. All right, that's step 1. Step 2 is we have our lovely gas pipe. Let's bring up our mixed gases. It's dumping the chlorine in here and then taking our CO2, setting off the rocket and putting the natural gas in here. The problem is, as you can see, I have a small problem with all the natural gas that's stuck here, and none of it is, well, where I want it to be, being like, not in the pipe and not on the map. So we're going to start with our very first option being putting in a gas filter, which we're going to put in right here, which is going to lead to gas pipe in, gas pipe out, a disconnect along with down, across, bounce over, and come nice and close to the ladder so dupes can reach things. Yep. And to here, to here, to here. And can I get a insulated plate? No. No liquid bridge. Insulated gas pipe. Done. Alright, with a bridge in here. We're just going to take our natural gas and we're going to dump it onto the giant natural gas line, which will then run it all the way around the whole map and into storage, which works for me. Speaking of things, can we just neaten that up, please? Dupes, just remove that. Power line. Yeah, can we also neaten that up just slightly? Thanks, dupes. You guys are complaining about being idle. Alright, so that's the first thing I want to do. Second thing I wanted to do is probably bring home Boss Jones. Actually, no, we're going to explain this. I'm literally just blocking this in. So if a floating critter gets out from in here, hopefully, well, they have less places they can go. That's really the only excuse I have. Less places to go. Can I build those 2 tiles in? And once they're done, I should be able to build in the ladder. I'd sort of like that done. All right, whilst we wait for that, Mr. Boss Jones, you are down to just grub fruit preserve in here, which is good, also bad, because you're not allowed to eat grub fruit preserve. So we're going to get you, when I find it, Atmos suit. Boss Jones, could you please put the Atmos suit on, please? Because you seem to be hoarding them, and we're going to bring the rocket home. That means Boss Jones can come home after he puts in his Atmos suit and leave, and we're also going to set a level 9 sweep for that crap. Also, that crap. I'd like the suits out. Okay, back to here. Nobody's bothered to build those in. Thanks, dupes. Alright, Boss Jones should be landing right about now. Perfect. Alright, we need Boss Jones to get out and bring his science with him so we can actually get some science done. I also... No, back to that one. I also need to remove both of those so we can put a door in so I can release the gases in this chimney. Next thing I need to do is I need to plug in our space, our space. All the doors need to get plugged in. which means I need to do a couple of things. The first thing I need to do is grab a piece of glass. Yep. We need to come down 9 tiles and then build a glass roof in. We might not build it just there. Just in case we get something coming. No, I need the dupes to access things. It's fine. We'll just build it right the way across there to there to, well, there. At the same time, I need the dupes to remove 4 ladders in the middle there. We want to remove all these ladders that I no longer need. All right, next thing I need to do is I have some problems with some overheating solar panels. So we're going to knock out the water in the middle, which will, 1, directly cool the solar panel it's going to lay on. 2, means we can put in some of those new conductive things that are meant to work, meant to cool down things even in a vacuum. Because it's not quite a vacuum here, but it's pretty damn close. Due to the gas pressure being so low, we're not having a very good thermal transfer. So if I just remove those, we should be fine. Technically, when I remove all this glass, we'll be even better. But I need to remove the glass, which I haven't done yet, hence the problem we have with overheating solar panels. Once the glass is moved up higher, we should be better. All right, back to our power problem. Now I know where the glass is going to go. We can have the dupes put in our power cables, which is going to go to the glass and to the glass. Hey, research is complete. And to the glass. After it gets the glass, we're going to swap it over steel, and we're going to run the first one in there. The second one into there, and then the third one is all the way over here, and it needs to run all the way back. Okay. With those done, that is 5 tiles. Yep. Can I get a ladder in there so dupes can reach things? And we can now do plumbing. Can I get a conduction panel? Higher priority, please. In here, and here, and here, and in here. Maybe not made out of iron. Can I make it out of copper instead? I don't know why it always seems to want to go left to right. This one thing. Everything else seems to remember the orientation you left it in, except for the conduction panels. Okay. All right. So that's done. That's done. That's done. Boss Jones is back in somewhere, and I noticed Boss Jones is still wearing crappy clothes because we outfitted all the dupes in clothes, except we had found a certain amount of warm sweaters, cool sweaters, and snazzy suits already from, you know, the lockers on the map. So I have some dupes running around crappy clothes. So we're just going to do another quick run of shiny suits, and one, and actually we'll set you to 2. That should do us. Hopefully that's enough clothes. All right, back to you. You should now be built. If I set you to unbreathable gas and I say natural gas, hopefully you can dump the natural gas out into this very long pipe, which means we can get these to start sucking out some of this nasty stuff. Now we know that's going to get sucked out. Can I grab Mr. Boss Jones, whose life we're about to make miserable, and put him right here? Speaking of Boss Jones and his ship, I realized that he has a Great Hall. Now, a Great Hall is great because it gives a +6 morale. The catch is I'm not that generous to Mr. Boss Jones. So what we're going to do is we're going to make him work faster and harder with less niceties. So we're going to remove his table and his party line phone. We are going to be somewhat nice to him. We're going to give him an aero pot made out of diamond right there. But because there's a light above it, I can't actually, you know, put a plant in it. Okay. Maybe he'll get something good, like more science. Can I? Oh, now it's done. Oh, I can expect it. Oh, look, boss. It's another 1 data bank. All right. What did Mr. Boss Jones get? Diver's lungs. Nice. Okay, well, that's going to help because you're going to be sent off to space with probably not a lot of oxygen. All right, back into here. We are going to update this with furniture. No, I want a station. We're going to drop in a research station right there. Also going to drop in some lead power cables in case I need them. All right, so Boss Jones is now going to have a wonderful research station, which he's never going to use. In fact, we're going to disable it. And it's only there because that should give us the room bonus of a laboratory, which means you should be able to do science faster. That's all we really care about. Okay, I think they're on, yeah, they're on this planet. That's fine. We don't, not worried about them. I think some of them are the sleeper cell. Schedule. Two downtime slots is too much for you guys. Okay. Well, you get one downtime slot. Have to get up, eat, hopefully go to the toilet, and then that's it. Okay, research station turn off, and room overlay, that is now bright purple, and that means it goes faster. I like it when it goes faster. Okay, and yeah, plant a pot. I can't click plant because there's stuff in the way. All right, that should hopefully make boss's life a little bit harder. All right, next thing I wanted to do is no, I don't have any nice suits yet. Next thing I need to do is I need to refill Boss Jones' thing full of more food. Can I get that swept up? So we're gonna put in a second fridge right here. And the reason I want to do that is I want to make sure that we're going to send him off with some grubfruit preserve, because it lasts a very, very long time, even in space. And that's really the only reason that I need a second one. I need to be able to sweep out with the auto sweeper the exact type of food I want and put it into the fridge. So we need another fridge. I also need to make sure the idle dupes stop complaining that they're idle, which means we're going to remove that, and we're going to remove that. I'm going to count how long it is before a dupe decides to stand up here to deconstruct these ladders, because dupes. My point has been made. 100% my point has been made. Okay. Alright, fridge. We're up to the fridge. We have a fridge. Okay. So I want a max of 18 kilograms. I want edible. I want grubfruit preserve, priority 1. Hopefully auto super kicks into action. And you now have 18 kilos, which we're going to promptly dump on the floor. Okay, now I have 18 kilos of grubfruit preserve on the ground. Hopefully that ends up exactly in here. Hopefully. Errands? Nobody. Okay, we'll have to see if this works. It should work. It should work. I hope it works. All right. I need to build a ladder in there so dupes can get into there again. I need to remove that. We also need to remove... What else do we need to remove? We need to look at research, just to confirm we are still doing research. We are. We're working through petroleum. And then on to cryofuel. Yeah, that's going to take a minute. Hot minute. All right. Other planet. Nope. Other planet. All right. Other planet. Okay, so the dupes... Oh, they've made it down here. Activate, please. And then I have no idea what they're doing. All right, we want to give them a few things to do. First off, let's dig that out. Without the plants, yep. Also, I want to give them a couple of storage containers. Bin. Yep. And I also want them to keep exploring. So we have a neural of that... No, not a neural vacillator. Anti-entropy thermonullifier. That's it. We have one of those up there. So we're going to go look up there looking for that. Above and beyond that, I don't know. Hopefully once this is activated, we can ship through some interesting things for them. I'm thinking if we ship through some plastic, some gold, and some other things, we can actually get these dupes to start taming the volcanoes that are here, hopefully with whatever materials they have available. It's going to be a little bit touch and go because these dupes suck, let's be honest. They've been skill scrubbed. They don't have a lot of food. In fact, they're down to 5,000 calories, so that could also be a whole separate issue. That's all set to harvest. That's set to harvest. You can harvest that if you feel like it. That's set to harvest. That's set to harvest. That can all be set to harvest. Sure. Alright, so what do we have in here? We have some bog buckets, but I don't want to let the plug slugs out. Which is going to be a whole separate problem. Yeah, I could put a door in. We could put in a door. We might have to put in a door. Okay. Are you loaded with food? You are loaded with food. All right. Can Boss Jones, who is one of the dupes who does not have a nice snazzy piece of clothing, there you go, Mr. Boss Jones, can I get you a nice snazzy green vest? I think you'll look good in it. And a violet suit, that could go to Adam. All right, boss, I need you to come up here and collect your clothing. All right, and now we have a bunch of idle dupes. Okay, with my bunch of idle dupes, we need to give them a new task, which means I'm going to give them one of those tasks that they enjoy, which is just a small construction project. We're going to tap this with ventilation. Can I get a gas pump out of gold amalgam? Is going to be perfectly fine because you only output 60 degrees chlorine. It's a chlorine event. One of those, plus you're going to need automation. You're going to need automation to there with a Atmos sensor to there. You're going to need to be sealed in. Wrong one. Build that. There and there. Ladders there and there. I need a power cable, which I believe I have one locally. I do. We need to run that to there, and into there. I'm going to need to put a ladder here and here so the dupes can reach the roof. We're going to dig that out. We're going to definitely analyze it. And we're going to put in a mechanical airlock here with ventilation. Ventilation. Come on, dupes. And game. Ventilation. Can I get a gas filter in here? And we're going to have you go down there with a high pressure vent. And our new pipe will be going to here somehow. We'll work that part out in a minute. All right. Boss Jones should have his suit on. No? What's he doing? Where are you, Boss Jones? We'll give it a minute. You guys are complaining about a lack of food. Do you actually have a lack of food, or are you just like getting ahead of yourselves? Complaining about things because you feel like it. Probably helps if I dig that out. Okay, storages. I want you guys, priority 1, so when you're bored, we want you to put all the fertilizer you find in here. We also want salts, if you find any. Rust? No, not really. We want data banks, of course. We want... I don't want to ship out metal ore just yet. Eggshells, of course. Fossil, if you find it. I don't think there's any on this planet. I don't care about refined metal or any of the others. I think that's all I want you to box up for now. Yeah, for now at least. You're saying battery. Yeah, we might be pulling too much off the grid with this. It's an awful lot of power. Can I get a power line through there? We might just deconstruct those ones. Just for the moment. Waiting red bolts, and 15. Okay. So we still need to make red bolts faster. You can't be idle. I just gave you a giant... Alright, obviously not giant enough. Can I get chlorine, please? Thank you. Tubes. Okay, there to there. To there. To there, right? Sure. Alright, can I put in ventilation, gas bridge, rotate there and there. Disconnect that. And we should be fine. Can I also mop that? Disconnect that, and run that through to there. Can I get a high oh, it's all 8s. Okay, maybe a little bit higher than what I wanted, but sure. Cool. Alright. Damage overheated. Did we put in? We did put in. Okay, but more solar panels decided to break in the meantime. Can I remove that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, it seems. And that should do me. Okay. You guys have done this. You haven't done these power lines. You can't reach one bit of wire in there. Trapped. Yes, the mud fell in behind you. You should probably fix that, Dupes. Possibly. Digging? 9. The bit that's stopping you getting in and out, rather than going up. Just a suggestion, randomly. Okay. Have they disconnected these? Not yet. Alright. That will get built eventually. Once it's built, we can just suck out all the air. We should be fine then. And we're going to dump out everything that's not chlorine here locally. Oh my god, gunboat! Gunboat, if there's an award for being stupid... Oh, even worse. Super high priority. If you just build that corner, in theory, you can't screw it up a second time. In theory. It is a theory, but I'll take it for the moment. Okay. Where were we? We were overheating. Let's deal with overheating. And then find out if Boss Jones put his suit on. Okay, overheating is not being done. It's fine. Boss Jones, do you have your suit on? I'm gonna go with yes. Boss Jones. Now's your green suit. Excellent. Alright, that one. Can we put Boss Jones back in his lovely spaceship? Change. Go to there. Crew only. Go to here, wait for Boss Jones to show up. So I'm going to take off his suit before he goes, well, as soon as he goes through the checkpoint. So that way the suit's that's not Boss Jones. Try again. On the launch pad, pilot on board. Okay. We've got to wait for Boss to show up. So just he's done and his suit's left, then we should be able to fire off the rocket. Oh my god, he's got crazy eyes on. Okay, Boss Jones and... Oh. Unequipped suit. Cool. Off to space you go. Remember, breathing is optional. Alright, mechanized airlock in there so I can release that chimney. Back into here. Okay, it says breathability, but I think you're lying to me reasonably. You have a bunch of food. The food is going off at... Some of it's in a normal atmosphere and some of it's in a sterile atmosphere. Okay, it's going off very slowly. That's the point. Alright, we need to fire Boss Jones up and send him off to space. Outside? Outside. Launch. Bye, Boss Jones. Next time, remember to put on a suit when you land. Okay, so Boss Jones should now, if I can click on him, he should be getting the lit workspace bonus for 15% better speed from our little light bulb. On top of that, he should be getting lab workspace. Yes, an extra 10% speed. So he should be humming along at 25% bonus to his speed, and his science is 23. Yeah, researching skill, 920% with another 25% on top of that. I don't know if that's cumulative or additive or what, but either way, it should be fast. At least that's the hope. And he has 17 data banks. I feel like somebody didn't sweep up the last lot. All right, back to here. You guys have undug yourself. You're fine. Can I plant that? And we'll plant the rest after it's dug out. And we should be good. All right, back to you. So, ventilation. I need that in there. That's built. Okay. That looks like it's going to be unreachable, so we'll build one of those in there. That all looks like it's going to be unreachable, so we're going to put in a ladder. There. 4 tiles there, 4 tiles there, 4 tiles there, 4 tiles there, and 4 tiles there. Okay. Also, to keep them dupes busy, we can finally remove that layer. And what's the story with my vent now? You're still blocked on natural gas? The only thing I can assume. It has to be, otherwise the whole lot will be flowing. Unreachable food. Oh, yes, unreachable food. Consumables. Grapefruit preserve. There you go, Boss Jones. You can now have a snack after you use the facilities. All right. That one. Okay, so dupes have things to deconstruct, dupes have things to build. That keeps the dupes happy. They like doing things, they like being proactive, and having tasks to complete. Can I get a task in there as well? And a task in there, and a sweep in there, and yes. Alright, I think this has everything ready to go, except that needs to be connected in. And then we should be able to pump the chlorine out of the new vent over there as well. Maybe if I put in a bridge. It's probably also a requirement right there. All right. Okay, you still don't have power. Because I didn't plug power into it. I did plug power into the pump at least. Set green signal if above 0. So I need to suck a vacuum in here. Once I have a vacuum in here, then we can go through and replace the doors. We're just going to leave this as sealed brick that we can never, ever, ever come back to. All right, back to these guys. The dupes haven't done shit. Why? Okay, first off, construction. I need all of this to be high because stuff in space doesn't happen. Otherwise, set all that to high, set all of that to high. Suffocating. Who's suffocating? You probably shouldn't be there then. Just throwing it out there. No, you want to still building, keep building even though no gas? Okay, cool. Cool. You got that worked out. All right, back to space. Back to more space. Okay, deconstruct, priority 9, that one now as well, plus that one, plus that one, plus that one, plus now that one. Eventually they'll all end up with one of those conductive panels, I'm sure of it. But you're down at 30 degrees. So you should all be fine now. Can I go priorities? All? Priority 8. Alright, hopefully the dupes will come along and fix that. Alright, they're putting in the glass slowly. They've put in putting the power wires now, which means the doors should open and close automatically. Once they open and close automatically, it means I can remove these bunker doors, which are going to be very hot, and sit on the glass, and then make the glass very hot, and then break more solar panels. It also means that I should, in theory, be able to then remove the glass and then not have to worry about solar panels overheating anymore. I think you want to be made out of lead. Induction panel out of copper. Okay. In that case, can I get some more copper cranked out, please? Where is it? Copper. Can I get a run of 20, I guess? That'll do. Okay. You are powered. Okay, can I sweep out that little bit of junk? And somebody needs to go in there and suffocate to get that fixed. And that still has a bunch of fluid oxygen. Okay, but the chlorine is being pumped out and is making it to... Where exactly? The whole way, I think. Over the bridge? Over the bridge, done. Okay, so that's that problem solved as well. We're making progress. All right, can I get... This is the shippy out one. Okay, can I get you to go away because you look like you're having an uncomfortable day? Can I get... What do we want to ship to the other planet? So I need to have... Allow manual use. I need to have... Manufactured material. Plastic. Can I get 1,000 kilograms? Yes, let's start with 1,000 kilograms into you. Very nice. Just fully load it up with plastic. 500 kilograms with plastic. Load it again. Some amount of plastic. Load once more. Anybody? Some amount of plastic. Okay, manual use. Alright, so I should get plastic shipped across. I'm going to need some refined metals as well. So you know how I said 24? I actually meant 40. Because we might as well ship across copper, because that's what lands on this planet. Therefore, I shouldn't run out of it anytime soon. Okay, so first power is plugged in. Second power is also plugged in. So we should see... Yeah, 980 watts, 920 watts, and 60 watts currently, because we're just waiting on the last of it to go in. But it also means, just as importantly, I can go remove that. Yep. And we can then go back to our conductive panels, which are that one, that one, that one, and that one. Okay. And awaiting repair, glass. Just broken for the sake of being broken. Enable. And glass. Okay. Hopefully that gets those fixed. Alright. Giant pipe's done. We can remove the next row of this. Yep. And that. And just sweep as we go to make sure we have all the materials. We don't leave any of it behind. Because then I get frustrated. I have to send a dupe back in. That's pretty much everything I think I wanted to get done. Like, I want this finished, obviously. I'd love space to be finished, but that's going to be a while because dupes. Also, it's just bad access up here. It's really hard to get the dupes up here. They have to walk for miles, and yes, a transit tube would probably help. The problem is, in space, things have a habit of melting. Yeah, that's an issue. We might try and climatize space in the future, but for right now, it's just going to be a thing that we just need to accept that getting things done in space is slow. Actually, one thing I do want to do is I want to empty the gas out of the chimney. So I have somebody suffocating. You'll be fine, Niles. Okay, back to up here. I have gas overlay. I have a little bit of natural gas wandering around. Okay, 36 grams. Now, when it sits over a vent, it blocks the vent, and therefore the steam engines can't work. Is that going to be an issue for this brick? Not really, but it might be. Also have some polluted oxygen, 99 grams. Also have 8 kilograms of oxygen. So we want to shut that door, and then we want to deconstruct both those two buildings. And can I get the priority nice and high, please? And then after that's done, we should be able to open the door, release that gas because it's higher pressure on the inside of the brick than it is on the outside of the brick. And then with the pressure released, in theory, we can get the gases out, and therefore I can seal it up, and I can have either all steam, or worst comes to worst, all steam and 2 random gases. I don't mind 2 random tiles of gas, that's perfectly fine, but it's an option. Okay, so with you popped out as well, that should convert into another tile of really polluted oxygen. Okay, I was expecting oxygen. All right, when I open the door, which should form a gas explosion. Cool, one of the CO2's disappeared. And then if I can force enough gas out, and lower, let's see, that's what I want. I want steam to move up. Okay, too high. Too high. Let's close the door. Okay, so now I have oxygen and steam. That's fine, because eventually this natural gas, 36 grams, will work its way over here. That is 8 kilos worth of oxygen still, 1.2 and 59 grams. What will end up happening is these will end up forming 2 tiles. There is 15, 16 kilograms worth of steam in every tile, but eventually we're going to end up with a tile of oxygen up here somewhere, unless we build a tile over it and it gets deleted, which is entirely possible. And the other one will be the natural gas. And that way it means this should run unhindered. It's a little bit easier sometimes rather than putting in a proper liquid lock or something and then vacuuming the whole thing out and doing it from the inside. But, you know, sometimes you're in a rush and things just go together and you work out the fine details later. All right, you guys are bored. Okay, bored or not, what else can you dig up? If you go through there, you might activate that vent, which I don't want you to do. One critter. That's your eggs, not Pacu eggs. Okay. I think we're gonna go through there. It's probably gonna make a mess digging through that water, but I don't honestly think I care. No, not really. All right, you should have had a crap ton of plastic dropped out. Can I get a crap ton of metal to drop out as well? What am I looking for? I'm looking for you. Can I do not that anymore? I want metal ore, no, metal, refined metal, copper. And then hopefully we can ship that out as well. And then I should be a happy boy. Should be. Can I get him sweep, more sweeps, sweeps, and sweeps. And we don't need this ladder to access any of that. So that can all go away as well. And we can have them sweep this. Oh, and that. Okay, we sort of need ladder access to get that one a little bit. Let's already know that. And then if we can get rid of that as well, well, then we're down to just a couple of lines. I will need a new layer of ladders in here, so we can remove that row, row in here, a row in here, and then right above you, we need another row in. Yeah, just systematic removing layer after layer after layer. Again, cutting down pathfinding, caretaker. Oh, because you guys are digging through abyssite. Okay, can I get those copied? I don't have enough seeds, nor do I have a very good chance of getting more seeds. I don't think I want a farmer over here. Not yet. Not yet. Alright, you keep complaining about breathability. I think your breathability is fine. We might give you a 2%. We'll remove the CO2 at a rate of 2% instead. Okay? The best you're gonna get, boss. Nobody wants to do this? No, they want to build things rather than deconstruct things. Okay. The chlorines finally started showing up. Does that mean we have... There's nothing but chlorine. Okay. Oh, Carrag's still in there. Oh my god. Something, 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 no oxygen. You're taking forever. Alright. Like, there are more projects that I like to fit in, but do we have enough time to even start a new project? No, not really. Actually, where's my heavy watt wire? Oh, I have heavy watt wire right there. Alright, so I have a problem with batteries. Okay, I have a problem with batteries. If we see all batteries, we can see that the batteries have dropped right the way down, and in fact, all the coal generators are running. The reason that is happening is because of, well, this is just using far too much power. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to modify it. I'm going to do that with the power of dupes, because I have a few dupes, just one or two. Always complaining that, damn, we've got nothing to do. I want something to do. I want us to be productive. So we're going to go with, what am I looking for? I'm looking for these things. I hear these things are very entertaining for keeping dupes active. Plus one there, there. Sure. And then jumbo batteries. 1, 2, 3. Sure. 2. Okay, then I want to put in a power. We're going to do a large power transformer. You can be made out of gold, sure. Rotate you, put you there. All right, heavy watt wire out of lead, and join all of those together. Yeah, also, whilst we're here, can I remove those, please? And we're going to remove all of that. All right, with my lead wire going into the transformer, we're going to dump that directly into this grid. It means they're on two isolated grids, which also means the power only flows in one direction, i.e. off the wheels onto the main grid. Yeah, very, very important. If you ever set up a duplicate gymnasium, and you want to actually get the power and feed it back into the grid, this is how you do it. You make sure it's on a separate grid entirely, and then you connect it back into the main grid with a power transformer, so the dupes can use it, and they can use their gym very well, but it makes sure all the power flows in one direction, i.e. onto the grid, rather than, well, you know, different generators you have shutting down and the dupes have any excuse to sit around and do nothing. In theory, and if you have a problem of, you have too much power, well, then you just don't have the batteries. You just don't have any batteries, and then the dupes try and charge a power transformer that is not a battery, and they just run non-stop, like non-stop. It's great. It's great. Yeah, we're gonna put in a whole bunch of those. That will probably fix the whole idle dupe problem. And then nobody's come and deconstructed this. Alright, starvation. I think you're just complaining because you're on the way to pan. You guys have a definite food problem. I don't disagree. Oh, I ran the plumbing. Sure. To another level of bog buckets. It's starting to look that way. I don't know how many bog buckets it is per dupe, but I imagine it's possibly... wait for materials. Okay. Possibly a lot of them. Polluted dirt. That shouldn't fall. That shouldn't fall. We should be good like that. And can I take you into that row? That hopefully fixes that problem. And meanwhile, yeah, we need to connect those two ladders together so you can keep building north. There is some hexlet fruit in here which they can eat, which should make sure they don't starve. Just. Okay. Dupes. Oh, what was in here? Sure. I don't really want shine nymphs. I do want you to go away. Obviously, we didn't select you hard enough last time. You can also go away. Didn't I see another one wandering around? Obviously not. Yeah, and is this job analyzing finally? Alejandra, don't complain about breathing. Please, Alejandra, just finish it. It's so close to being done. All right, we're going to assume that Alejandra will eventually finish her job. And this is also where we're going to call this episode. I now know if I have an idol, it's going to be on the other planet because, well, all dupes like running on wheels. This is something I've discovered. So if we ever end up with a situation where a dupe is idle, it just means that they're on a different world, because if they were idle on this world, they'd come run on a wheel. Yeah, a lot of wheels. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 22, 23, 24. Yep. That should be enough to keep them active for a little while. And look, having extra athletics, especially in this base, will never hurt because... No, you can get out that side. Because the base is massive. Also means we can finally mop up that. It's been annoying me for a long time. As is that. All right, I need to call this episode here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Next episode... No, you guys can't get down. Okay. Next episode... I actually don't know. Actually, I have no idea what the job is for next episode. We're literally waiting on science and... the space dupes to finish spacing things. Well, they've repaired all the panels. Most of the panels. No, new panels broke. Let's remove you. Just systematically remove the middle of each one of them. That way I don't have to go through this anguish again. Yeah, we're waiting on them to finish removing, well, doing this, and put in the glass. Once the glass gone in, we can remove these doors, we can remove this glass, we can tidy up a third or fourth time. They've put in that power cable, which means that can get disconnected, and in fact, all of that can get tidied up as well. Okay, that's just a little bit of deconstruction. Yeah, we're waiting on space tubes. I'm wanting the space tubes to finish the space projects. Once the space tubes are finished in the space, then hopefully we could move on to, well, whatever comes next, which is possibly and probably a whole bunch of other space-related activities. Also, hopefully we can ship some copper over the other planet and tame some volcanoes without suits. You're dormant, definitely. And you are idle and underwater, including underneath ethanol. Oh, we also have to uncover the beta hives, because I'd really like the betas up and running. They'll do good work for us. Yeah, there's a thing or two to do still, even with 100 dupes trying to run around and get everything done. Anyway, I need to call this episode here. As I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the very next episode. All right, bye.